Yo, think your home Wi-Fi is secure? You might want to think again. Anyone with this little gadget, the flipperzero, could potentially knock off your phone, laptop, or your smart TVs from the internet. And the wild part, they don't even need your password. Now, this attack hits the common 2.4 gigahertz networks, but some newer flipper setups are starting to attack the 5 gigahertz too. Well, I'm Jay Blanked, and today I'm going to show you exactly how these Wi-Fi Deauth attacks work. But more importantly, I'm going to show you one critical setting that can make your Wi-Fi network immune to this entire class of attack. Before we dive in, a quick but important disclaimer. The information in this video is for educational purposes only, to help you understand the vulnerabilities of your own network and how to defend it. Never use these techniques on any device or network you don't own or have explicit permission to test. Launching an attack against someone else's network is illegal and can have serious consequences. The goal here is to empower you to secure your digital life. So what's actually happening here? It's called a Wi-Fi deauthentication attack, and it takes advantage of a well-known loophole in how Wi-Fi was first designed. Essentially, the attack sends a fake disconnect message to your devices, but it spoofs it to look like it's coming from your own router. Now, on older Wi-Fi standards, these special messages, called management frames, are sent completely unprotected. They aren't authenticated. Because of this, your phone or laptop just trusts the message without question and immediately disconnects. Now, the flipperzero can't do this out of the box because it doesn't have built-in Wi-Fi. But when you connect an inexpensive Wi-Fi dev board, it turns it into a seriously powerful tool. Now, this connection isn't just about hardware. To make it all work, you need custom firmware. And one of the most popular and feature-rich firmwares out there for these Wi-Fi boards is called Flipper HTTP. What's impressive is its wide compatibility. It works with over 14 different development boards, including newer ones like the ESP32C5 and BW16, which are capable of targeting not just 2.4 gigahertz, but also 5 gigahertz networks. Now, originally, Flipper HTTP was designed to solve a simple problem: how to give the flipperzero internet access without tethering it to a computer. By acting as a web server and web client, it lets you do some seriously cool stuff. You can use it to scroll through social media feeds on an app like Flip Social, download new Flipper apps directly from a marketplace, or check weather and stock prices. It pretty much turns your Flipper from an offline gadget into a connected microcomputer capable of making use of all sorts of online APIs. But here's where it gets more serious, and it's the part that isn't talked about nearly enough. Flipper HTTP isn't just for browsing on a tiny screen, it's a gateway to a whole suite of powerful penetration testing tools. The Deauth attack we're focusing on is just the tip of the iceberg. It also includes tools to create evil portal attacks, where the Flipper hosts a fake Wi-Fi login page to capture passwords. So while the Deauth attack is a blunt instrument for causing chaos, the same hardware and software combination can be used for much more targeted and malicious activities. Apps like Flip Wi-Fi running on top of a firmware like Flipper HTTP gives you a dead simple menu to type in your network and kick it off any device connected to it. This isn't about cracking your password, it's a denial of service attack. Pure and simple, designed to create chaos and keep you offline. So how do you defend against an attack that doesn't care about your password? Well, the answer is turning on protection management frames or upgrading to a higher security called WPA3. For years, people have been using WPA2 without these protection frames turned on. It's been great for encrypting our actual internet traffic, but it leaves those crucial management frames unprotected. WPA3 fixes this by making those protected management frames mandatory. It also uses the advanced encryption standard. Now, to my understanding, protected management frames doesn't encrypt the management frames, but it does something just as important. It authenticates them. Think of it like adding a digital signature to those disconnect and deauth messages. When protected management frames is active, if an attacker tries to send a forged frame, it won't have the right cryptographic signature. Your device will see it's a fake and just ignore it, and the attack just fails. Now, enabling the protection frames or switching to WPA3 is the single best thing you can do. So log into your router's admin page and find the wireless security settings and make the proper adjustments. Now, keep in mind all routers will not have WPA3, so make sure you have your protection management frames on. But just know that any device still using WPA2 might remain vulnerable, so moving everything to WPA3 is the goal for the best security. So that's the deal. The flipperzero with a simple Wi-Fi board and custom firmware can easily cause havoc on most home networks by exploiting a very old vulnerability. But it can also be a gateway to more advanced attacks like Evil Portal and packet sniffing. The good news is that you now know the fix for the most common threat. By logging into your router and turning on protection frames or enabling WPA3, you're shutting this entire attack vector down completely. So go check your router settings today and make sure you're all set up correctly. I'm Jay Blinked. Thanks for watching. Peace.